Shall we begin?
This is Live Speak with hosts Justin Gilson, Alan Quant, and John Rainey. We're bringing you tech news, gadget reviews, Kickstarter investment strategies, and anything we want to discuss with you. Stick around, it's going to be a great show.
On Live Speak Radio.
Welcome, everybody, to Live Speak Radio. This is the 25th, 2015. Memorial Day weekend? Or Memorial Day weekend? I think that's called. We actually have Alan Quant and John Rainey is with us today. Yeah. Welcome back.
Hello.
Haven't talked to you forever.
I just saw the title of the show. That's nice.
Yeah, we're all together again.
We're on a show?
I think so.
Are we?
Is that what this is?
It's tomorrow.
I was on Facebook.
I think I might be on Facebook too, but
I just closed down Facebook.
John's like, I'm actually doing this. No, it's good to have you back. It's been a while. We've talked a whole bunch of technology news and crazy stuff going on, and you haven't been here.
And I noticed you've also cleaned up your act since I left.
Yes, we have.
Every show that has been recorded since I left does not have an explicit sign on it.
Well, yeah, it was weird because it was. You look back and it's like, well, we really didn't curse that often, and when we didn't actually. No, it didn't really need to be there. So, yeah.
But you see, the thing about it is you've just given a red rag to a bull now because you told me beforehand that I couldn't curse. So you told an Irishman that he can't curse. Do you realise?
Yeah,
you've just had a target.
It'll happen. That's quite all right.
I'll do my best. I can't promise anything, but I'll try.
Oh gosh, what's been going on with you? Are you working? You doing websites?
Am I working?
I'm working.
I'm working about 16 hours a day.
Jesus.
Yeah, at the moment. Yeah, and sometimes more, depending. I applied for. I was quiet there in the beginning of the year, and I applied for a temporary position with the government.
Ooh.
And I got offered a 5-month contract, which is running up until the first week in September.
That's nice.
And I wasn't expecting to be called so quickly, because usually they don't call kind of until around June. So I had kind of taken on enough work to keep me going. So now I have to do an 8-hour day job and come home then and try and catch up on everything that I should have been doing during those 8 hours for clients that I took on, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm getting there. I'm almost through kind of the brunt of it. I have 2 or 3 more. And, you know, it's amazing. Nearly the second I took this on, I'm inundated with requests for websites. I've actually turned work away. You know,
yeah.
This is no word of a lie. I had a client say to me last week, who I'm just finishing a website for her, and she said to me, the last time I went out to speak to her, she had a priest in the house with her. That's normal in Ireland, by the way. That's nothing dodgy. But
you are going to die. That's what I would think walking in.
Yeah, it wasn't a funeral or anything, and I went out looking for money in the middle of it or anything like that. But the priest, not realising what we were talking about, because I kind of said, look, I'll go and whatever. So the next night I was out, she said to me, when he found out what you did, he wanted to know, would you do something for him? And I said, I will, but I don't know how quickly I'll be able to do it. Well, it's not just one site. It's 2 churches and 4 schools.
Ooh, wow.
So that's a big contract that I'll have probably in September, I would say.
Holy cow. That's a big project.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have another multinational company as well in September.
Yeah, no big deal.
So, yeah, it's going to be busy. But, like,
Lord.
that's the thing is, I have to stop putting things to September and remember that I already have enough on for September. I'm going to have to start putting things out until October now.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's the way things are working at the moment, I've almost caught up. I still have a couple of bits and pieces outstanding, but I should have a bit more time to myself from the end of this week, hopefully.
Wow.
So that's where I am.
That's crazy. You're enjoying it, though, I'm sure, a little bit.
Took a little bit of getting used to going back to the old Monday to Friday gig.
Oh, yeah.
You know, trying to be in for a particular time.
Yeah, I bet that is weird. See, I've never not had the 9 to 5 type job.
Yeah.
So it's strange.
There's a lot to be said for it too. You know, when you're keeping weird hours like I would normally do, it's amazing how much more you can actually get done when you're up at a reasonable hour in the morning. You know,
Hogwash.
But it's very easy to slip back into the same routine again, though.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Friday night now, I was awake till probably 4 a.m. And
What is that noise?
I was trying to do it rightly.
Are you killing something?
I was opening my window.
Oh, okay, I thought you were vacuuming or
I
something.
didn't know. I was like, that sounded really weird.
No, interestingly enough, and I don't know how this relates to my window, but I also noticed that my fly has been down all day. right as I was opening the window.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Just
Oh my god, that's fantastic. That moment, the moment that you just realized, oh, really? How many people just saw that?
That can make you either really, really embarrassed or really annoyed, depending on the type of person you are. That nobody would actually tell you that it was down.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
You know?
Exactly.
Would you tell somebody that you didn't know if you saw
Yeah.
him on the, just like, hey man, your fly's down?
I'd offer to pull it up for him.
Of course you would.
That might. I don't know.
It's a conversation starter.
That's something.
Yeah, sure.
And on that note, we're going to take a quick break and welcome Indiana Talks to the show. So we'll be right back on Live Speak Radio.
Shall we begin?
This is Live Speak with hosts Justin Gilson, Alan Quant, and John Rainey. We're bringing you tech news, gadget reviews, Kickstarter investment strategies, and anything we want to discuss with you. Stick around, it's going to be a great show.
On Live Speak Radio.
You are listening to John, Justin, and Alan on Live Speak Radio.
Aw, geez, not again. John spilled his Pepsi. Can someone call an intern? And while they're at it, can someone please get Alan some pants? Back to the show, I guess.
Welcome
Don't
back,
do it.
everybody, to Live
it.
Speak Radio.
Don't get them.
I think it's still funny that Alan's fly's been down all day. That's the best news. Yeah, was. Okay, you did correct
past
it.
tense. Things have been corrected.
Good man.
You weren't going commando or anything, were you?
No. That might have required me to hang up and go make some apologies.
Yeah, deal with something.
See, the thing about it is,
to like the neighbor children and things, you know.
yeah, well, you'd probably noticed by a lot of black and whites pulling up outside as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is, if it's as hot there as you say it is, you wouldn't exactly feel a breeze either.
No.
No, you wouldn't. Yeah, it's not too horrible. It's like 85, but to me that's hot.
That is hot to me, too.
I don't get out much. I don't get out much during the day in general. So seeing sunlight and heat and all that stuff is just, new.
Like a vampire, yeah.
Can you see heat? You can.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean.
It's a gift.
Yes.
I am gifted. Only when my fly is undone, though.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Trying
Technology.
to find my way back here again now.
Yeah, Joe.
All the the notes and everything.
Oh, there's a lot in there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. For this show, not so much. But there's not a lot going on right now. I mean, we talked. The only big news is the iPhone 6 is coming soon. We all know that. But they're also coming. There's the update 7.1.12, I think it is. So it's ridiculous. It's just, here's another one, and here's another one. We'll finish your phone next year.
I'm still on 5s.
Yeah, some people just can't. Some people.
I'm not allowed to upgrade.
Really?
I don't believe so. My devices are too old.
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
So that's the iOS update, though. That's,
yeah.
That's not a firmware update or a hardware update.
No, that's just the iOS. Probably more security stuff. Probably more fingerprint scanner crap. I don't know. But that's really the biggest thing going on. I mean, we've been wondering about Apple's acquisition of Beats, Dr. Dre's Beats. But I haven't heard anything from it. And there's actually a reason for that. I was reading that there's a video that Dr. Dre put out right when they didn't settle on it, but when he was talking about getting his $3.2 billion, he was kind of having a party with some of his friends. And yes, they were all black. Tyrese, another artist.
What was that?
Because people are going to get upset when I say what the reason here in just a second. It's because Apple has never seen that before, and they're freaked out by the way they were talking in the video, the way they were interacting with each other. They were freaked out, and they're like, I don't know if we can have this on our brand, man. I mean, we got these dark guys.
See, they're not used to people even talking to each other. That's what it is. They're on their little cubicles, and they don't see sunlight.
Yeah. I mean, really? You're getting the technology already. Settle on it. Give them the money. It's done. I mean, they already made it very clear that they want that for the streaming capability, for the audience, for that algorithm from Beats. It's going to happen. So just, I mean, yeah, you have... it's Dr. Dre. You're going to have some people that are, they talk a lot different than you at Apple. I'm pretty sure.
And is he not going to be on the board as well?
Yeah, he was going to be, oh man, I can't remember what it was. Director or something. I can't remember what it was. We talked about it.
Now, is that a genuine position? Or is it just an honorary?
I'm not sure how that works.
That's a good question.
Do you get paid to be on the board of stuff?
I don't know.
I'd say you do.
I think they use it also for publicity because, like, Ashton Kutcher was on the board for, God, who was it? See, I can't even remember that now.
It was BlackBerry, was it?
Yeah, something like that. And then there was another actress, I think, that joined in onto and somebody's board of something. And
yeah. Who was it that was on the? Yeah, somebody was on the BlackBerry ad campaign and tweeted some BlackBerry thing, and on it was sent from my iPhone.
Yes, who was that?
Was
Jessica
that
Alba? No,
possibly. Yes, I think that rings a bell. All right,
sounds right. But yeah, so it's just funny. God.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Beats is worth $3.2 billion now, and we talked last week. Dr. Dre's son, Dr. Dre's not giving his son any of the money, and his son says, "That's fine." He's good with it. He's going to make his own life, apparently.
So, what does his son do? I actually listened to last week's show on Monday.
I think his son is a rapper, an artist, producer, type thing. I mean,
so he has his own career.
Yeah.
So was that kind of a father thumbing his nose at his son, na type thing? Was it?
I don't know. I think it was like, look, I made this $3.2 billion myself by making it, and you're going to have to do the same thing,
right?
I don't know.
It seems a bit petty, to be honest.
Well, yeah, and the funny thing is the article that this was in. They caught him at an airport flying coach, of course. Trying to make him sound all poor, Dr. Dre's son. Like, oh, here he is with his Louis Vuitton bags. Poor guy. And flying coach. Yeah, whatever. All publicity.
Sure, probably nobody knows him anyways. He's probably okay to fly coach.
Well, he looks identical to Dr. Dre, though.
Does he?
It's creepy. Yeah.
Right.
He's definitely his son. But, yeah.
I fly coach so people don't think I'm wealthy.
Yeah. Everybody does, right? I mean...
That's it. It is. It's a front, isn't it?
You got to connect with the people, the poor people that you don't know.
These little people.
Yeah, we've never been a part of that world ever.
Actually, normally when I'm flying coach, it's usually large people that are sitting next to me.
Yeah.
It's very uncomfortable.
But sure, we would class as large people. Anytime I get on a plane, I'm in for a couple of hours of discomfort.
Yep.
Because of the tiny seats.
Well, you guys are so tall.
Yeah. It's bad enough being tall, then you got two large people sitting next to you hogging the armrests, and the person in
We
front
have
of me,
an Allen sandwich.
It's spilling over into you, yeah.
yeah, the person in front of me keeps adjusting their back, and their seat keeps bumping my knees, and I can't put my tray table down because my legs are too long. It pushes it up all diagonal.
Yeah, it's horrible.
We need more
And then,
tall
of course,
people, right?
the last flight I was on, there was a guy in front of me who kept leaning back, and I just, like, my wife and my daughter are fine, they can manage the seats. So I said, look, I can't stick this anymore. I said, is there any possibility that you could move the three of us out of these seats, because I'm uncomfortable here?
Yeah.
Well, we can't move the three of you, but we can move you. And of course, they make me march to the front of the plane, and everybody can see. Say, here comes this big freak now who can't fit in a normal seat.
Right, yeah.
And put right sitting up the front beside the rest of the freaks who can't sit in a normal seat. So that was fun.
Yeah.
Segregation, I tell you.
It is. It's discrimination.
It is.
Being vertically discriminated against.
Go to the front of the bus
Oh, you poor thing.
with the other giants.
Don't get me started on buses. Buses are worse.
Oh,
I won't
man.
ride buses.
It's interesting. Yeah, I guess I've never really had to think about that. I have short, stubby legs. You know, I'm
And you
6
see-
foot tall. I'm not super tall, not short by any means, but
See, that's the longest part of me is my legs. But the other side of the thing is, too, if you're on a bus where you're actually facing someone as well, and your knees are hitting off theirs, it's really, really uncomfortable.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You know.
Good call. I've seen those. Yeah,
It's horrible.
yeah. That's a little weird. Could you
And
not touch my
I
knees?
always wear shorts in those situations just to make them feel a little bit more uncomfortable.
And tights.
And yeah, fishnets.
But in your defense, you always wear fishnets.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
I find they're a little bit airier than normal tights.
A little bit. Oh gosh.
Plus, they hold things in as well.
Yes.
Anyways, this is getting weird.
You're feeling awkward. Welcome back. You're feeling like a part of the team now. All right. John feels abused.
We're getting extremely close to put the explicit sign back on it again.
Yeah, I know, right? Thanks, John. Thanks.
No problem.
Yeah.
14 minutes in, we've already descended.
Yeah, right. Did you have you heard much about the Chinese leak screenshot, John, of the Windows 9 and cloud? It's not a screenshot of the actual operating system. It's like a list of stuff that they're working on and talking about the Windows 9 cloud, a cloud version of Windows.
I saw something very briefly during the week about Windows 9 being free and something about Office being free for a year.
Yeah.
Something like that. But again, I didn't. I tend to take stories like that with a pinch of salt because how would Microsoft make any money giving away free software?
I don't know. Ask Google. And, you
True,
know what I mean?
true.
They'll find some kind of sneaky way. And I think mainly right now is they're just so hosed, and they know that people are so upset with them over this Windows 8 crap.
Yeah.
And I think they're trying to just like make amends and buy people back.
Possibly, yeah.
And they're
Now,
really
in saying
pushing
that,
it.
I've heard some good reports on recent tablets that people bought. A couple of people that I work with now at the moment use the Windows tablets and they swear by them.
I bet that's a fantastic experience. I'm afraid to try it because I don't have the money to spend on a tablet and not like it. I would like to try one. And they're talking about the new Surface 3 Pro coming out. I mean, what else do you need? You can run regular Microsoft programs on it.
Yeah. And I looked very weird in a shop there about 3 months ago, slapped myself in the face because I almost bought one. Do you remember we were talking about it and I was looking at tablets and laptops and I genuinely was looking at the Windows tablets and I was very, very close to buying one until I beat myself up in the middle of the shop and says, cop onto yourself. But no, anybody that I've spoken to, there's two guys in particular that I'm working with at the moment and they use the tablets and they swear by them. But then again, I suppose if you have something, you're going to say it's good rather than look bad and say it's crap.
Yeah, maybe.
You know.
Yeah,
I've been definitely debating it.
Yeah, Alan's been looking at them. I mean, I think it would be a very comfortable transition, but not for a computer. And that's just their biggest problem. I hope they at least put the start button and menu all back in the way it was for Windows 9, but I don't know. They're actually talking about leaving the option to allow you to boot either one. If you want to have the Metro interface or the desktop, you can actually choose now. That's what.
Yeah,
that would be.
That's
nice.
what they should have done in the first place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, make the transition a little bit more subtle.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. And
You do it over 2 or 3 operating systems or versions of the system.
Yeah, and I mean, like, that's kind of what they're doing right now. They had the Windows 8, and then they got the 8.1, which had movable tiles and things like that. And then they have the new Windows 8.1 Update 1, which gives you a little search button. That's really it. And a bunch of blue screens if you want to install it.
Wasn't there some mandatory installation or update that you had to take, and they were allowing it for a certain time?
Yeah, and they
Wasn't there
extended
something
it yet again. May 13th was the day. I think it was the 13th. Yeah, Patch Tuesday. Yep, May 13th. Yeah, you had to. That was already extended. May 13th. It should have been the month before. So they extended that 30 days, and then May 13th came, and still can't install it. So let's give it another 30 days. And meanwhile, I'm terrified at work because a couple computers have just updated at night because they're not getting my policies that I'm sending out through the server for some reason to tell them not to. So they'll get an update, and that's all it takes. It reboots their computer the next morning, and that starts installing 8.1 Update 1. And I just don't know what that's going to do, and I don't want that. It's going to ruin a whole day at work. It's stupid. And if you turn all that stuff off, which I've managed to do, you get an annoying banner that pops up all the time that says, hey, you need to update to this, and it doesn't give you an option to go anywhere else, just to this store.
Right.
So,
and is there any way to turn off the annoying update? Surely somebody's found a way around it at this point.
There's a couple different things. I talked about them actually a couple shows ago. There's a registry fix that you can do, and then there's a local group policy that you can turn on to turn that off. But in the registry, basically, it's just a key that says available for upgrade, and you just turn that from a 1 to a 0.
0, yeah.
And then it just doesn't check your computer for that upgrade.
Okay. Well, would it not get installed with other updates then? Surely there's other security updates to come out.
Yeah,
or do you have to install them manually?
That's the problem with it. If you have Windows 8, you're fine because you can continue to get them. You have to block these 5 updates because there's 5 KB article updates, so you have to block those, and then you can continue and get updates. However, with Windows 8.1, if you block it, you don't get any updates ever again until you install those 5 updates.
See, that's why I like the old Windows Update website where you went on and you could pick and choose what updates you wanted to install.
Mm-hmm.
And you could remove ones and say, look, don't ever install that one, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, and seeing they kind of have that now, but it's hide. And I've hidden updates before, and they've reinstalled the next week.
Right.
They don't go away. So, yeah, that's really annoying. Yeah. I don't know. They're in a big hole. I mean, they got the guy from Nokia running things. I mean, really? Why? I don't get it.
No.
But they're trying to go, big with the Surface Pro 3 and get... I still think they're trying a bundle pack. I think they want people to have a Windows Phone, a laptop, and a tablet or whatever.
Oh yeah, I think I told you when I was looking at a new phone, they were really trying to push that on me.
Because doesn't it all the Windows 8? It does sync. If you have a Microsoft account, it will kind of create your profile everywhere you go.
I think so. I think something they're going to struggle with is that Google's been doing it so long that if you're a Android user, all that stuff's already there. It's already done for you. There's so much information already saved for you. I mean, I'm getting used to Google Now being on my phone and doing its stuff. And I don't know if you guys have messed with that, but I had an interview the other day, and just cool stuff like when somebody sends you a calendar invite, it just automatically goes to your Google Calendar, which then automatically goes to your phone, and then
it reminds you too. Yeah.
Right. Then not only does it remind you like 20 minutes prior, but I even got a reminder as I was getting ready that said you need to leave in 9 minutes if you want to be there on time.
Yeah, my phone does that now.
Yeah, it's like, so that's all the stuff that we're getting all used to. And if Windows wants to try and get in the game, they got to really do it fast. Cause,
you got a good point. Because we're not
I
going to
don't-
accept it without all that stuff.
right.
The benchmark is already set so high with Google that, they have a lot to live up to.
Yeah, exactly.
Which Microsoft don't have a great track record of playing catch-up.
No, not at all.
The phone being the perfect example.
Well, they're so focused now on having the most megapixels in phones and stuff. Well, we got a 900 megapixel in our phone. We'll make it work better.
It's nice to have a good camera, but it's not. I don't think it's the be-all and end-all. You want to be able to use your phone the way, you can. Like, I'm quite happy with my Samsung phone. I don't think there's ever a reason that I would switch to a Microsoft phone. I use a Microsoft desktop because it's the most efficient option for me, and I can't afford a MacBook Pro or a Mac Pro,
Or the time to learn it again and get
Yeah,
comfortable
exactly.
with it. It's just too tough.
So it's convenience really that I use Windows, but for the likes of a phone, I don't think I'd ever switch to a Windows phone.
Yeah, that's
tried.
another thing. The I look at it kind of like with websites and Flash and stuff like that. Having gadgets and neat things on your phone was really cool when they first came out, but now it's more about productivity, getting information when you need it, and ease of use. So, yeah, they got to put that effort into that direction rather than making a fancy screen and fancy camera and all that. Now, I do have to say, with the tablets, the main thing that I've been interested in is the resolution on those tablets. But again, those expensive ones, whenever I go shopping and look at Windows tablets, I keep getting drawn into the off-brand ones, like the Asus and the Acer ones that you can find a couple $100 cheaper, but none of them have a full 1080 screen like the Surface Pro and things like that, which $500 more for that.
Right.
But that's pretty cool. But that adds to the productivity of it and all that, being able to have the same amount of real estate on your screen that you would when you're at home. I mean, it's small. It's still the amount, the same amount of windows can be open.
Right.
Things like that, and I think that's important. But I don't know.
I totally
don't
agree.
even how I would sync up things like I do Google on a Windows thing. I mean, would that be using Outlook and things like that?
Yeah. They're using their live Microsoft Live Mail and Live accounts. That's your new thing. It's like your end all. Yeah, you sign up for that account and it hooks to everything. They're pushing a lot of their SkyDrive. Is that what it's called? Oh, it's not called that anymore.
It's
OneDrive.
Is that right?
There's one, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
I
is
think
one.
it's OneDrive. So dumb. Sorry, that's just dumb. Yeah, so they're pushing that with a lot of their products now. They're trying to get people to use their cloud service and not. And another thing, you're fighting against somebody that's done it longer, and it's a lot easier in Google.
Yeah, and it spends too much money focusing on charging for the features that Google gave away for free.
Exactly.
Yeah, like syncing and things like that. That was available for a long time when, syncing your Outlook with things and, just even across computers, syncing contacts and things like that with your coworkers and things like that. But you had to pay for that feature. So most general consumers never got to even have that until Google came around.
Yeah.
And like Google stole a march on Microsoft when they started their Google Docs. The fact that you can go on and you can do your full productivity suite on Google for free.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
I think Microsoft are kind of only getting in on that game now. But I set up a Windows phone for a guy a couple of months back. I think I was actually still on the show at the time. And I just found it one of the most frustrating experiences trying to set the phone up. It was just so awkward to do.
I bet.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. They don't do things from A to B. It's like you got to go A to N to O to P and then back to B so we can start doing C.
the phones, correct me if I'm wrong, do not have a desktop interface at all,
I think
right?
they're all Metro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing about it is too, it's it's a Microsoft phone. It's a Microsoft product. You would assume that you'd be able to find things that they'd be the same kind of, not layout, but they'd be the same principles as they would to a desktop. There's certain things that be kept in the same areas.
Right.
But trying to find stuff on it was virtually impossible.
Yeah, because I guess like with Windows 8, when you're using the Metro, if you get lost, you can just start typing a word. Like if you want the settings, just start typing settings and it'll find it. You can't do that on a phone. You got to go find it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, all this guy wanted, he was after getting this phone from work. They gave him a Windows phone. He didn't know even how to use it. So he says to me, I can't set it up because I don't have an ID or whatever. So we set up the ID. And just even to get that much done took about 15 minutes. It was frustrating. And then, again, I worked on a Windows 8 laptop for a guy shortly afterwards. And, at that stage, you hear so many bad things about Windows 8. I actually didn't find it too bad. I was expecting it to be an awful lot worse. I haven't had a huge amount of experience with Windows 8 machines up to this point, but it took a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
It does. Once you can figure out how to make it look like Windows 7, you're okay. Really.
Yeah.
Gosh, everyone was so lost. There was no start button. How do you get anywhere in this thing? I kept thinking.
Yeah. Do you turn it on its side and the start button just comes out from...
Do I just start talking?
It's
what happens? I don't know. Yeah, it's not like they, slowly upgraded into this Windows 8 looking stuff. It was like Windows 7, then bleh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Actually, one of the things that got to me this week was, this is going off topic now, but anyways, I've been putting off updating to the new version of Facebook for Android. It's just, I've been given so many notifications recently about update, and I just couldn't be bothered. So this week, I said, I'll update. You thought I was going to say something there, didn't you? But it's really frustrating me because I can't find the settings. You know how the Facebook changes things to top stories instead of recent posts, and I prefer to see recent posts because you miss a lot of the stuff if you put it on top stories.
Oh, absolutely.
But I can't find the setting. There doesn't seem to be a setting on the new Facebook app for setting it to recent stories. It's all on top stories, and you can't find anything.
You can't do that on the desktop either.
Yeah, it's gone off the
Is it? Well, I see. They obviously haven't rolled out the new version over here yet.
Yeah, that's been gone for a while now, and I think I don't actually know what the thinking would be behind it. You'd think you'd want people to have more customization.
I bet it's there. I bet it's down in settings. I bet it's tucked back in somewhere that you can still find it, but you have to go digging a whole bunch. So they can,
But just in the desktop one.
I don't know what the benefit of that would be for them.
Yeah, the desktop one doesn't have it used to have that little drop down at the top, the feed there that you could switch it.
Yeah, but it's actually it's on the top of the news underneath your update status box. There's another little box saying that you're viewing most recent stories and you can go back to top stories. Now, unless you have a more recent.
Yeah, mine's newer.
So I know we don't. Usually they roll out any changes. You get the changes before we do.
Yeah, I get them on the West Coast.
No, you're right.
But
you can change it now.
Where's it at?
They put it over on the left, like underneath your picture, where it says, your name, edit profile, and it says newsfeed.
Yeah, newsfeed, top stories, most recent. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now, but it's not on the phone, and I've actually stopped using my phone now for Facebook because it's impossible to find anything.
Yeah.
And I was even thinking, can I roll back and install the previous version? But it's just, it's annoying at this stage. And actually, you sent me a message on Facebook earlier, and I never got notified on my phone. So I'm wondering, is it a fault?
That's another thing that's kind of frustrating to me. I am definitely a fan of being able to sync things, but sometimes you need some customization or between the devices. And I have, between Justin and actually another Justin that I work on the apps with. I mean, this other Justin sends me like 400 messages a day. He's just rattling stuff off. He's not expecting me to read it. You know, he's just kind of spitting his brain out.
Get to this when you can. Let me know what you think. Yeah.
Right, and then you used to do a lot when we were working on the website and stuff together, and so I don't want to have my phone going ching ching ching, 50 times an hour. So I turn off the notification. Well, then I on my phone for that or mute the conversation, I guess what they call it. Oh, okay. Well, it happened that also puts it on the desktop too, so I don't actually see. It doesn't register it as a new message. I don't see the icon doesn't light up. There's no little number next to it.
Nope, they just collect in your inbox.
Right, right. So you hit your inbox and you scroll down. You realize there's been this conversation going on for a week that you haven't been a part of.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. There needs to be some kind of customization there because you might miss updates that you want, but then there's other ones you don't. And there you can go in and somewhat tweak it, but not to an extent that it's fully customizable, especially on a phone. I mean, okay, I understand the web interface. You don't want to do it that much because they don't want to turn it into MySpace. Fine. But on the phone, everyone's phone is different. It's customized to themselves. Why can't you customize it more?
You should be able to tweak something to the way you want it to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, that was just my pet peeve this week. That just really bothered me.
John's pet peeve. There you go.
John's pet peeve. And I had set up a Facebook page for a client, and I had...
I thought you were going to say pet peeve.
How many likes do you have on that?
Yeah, I put that on my to-do list.
Yeah, okay.
And then later on in the day, I thought to myself, good God, I never shared that on my page. So I went in to try and do it, and I couldn't find the post because it was set to top stories, and of course it wouldn't have been a top story. So you'd be scroll, and I gave up in the end. I said I'll wait till I get home to do it.
Yeah,
but
true.
It's cracked me up.
I don't. On the phone, if I'll open up my Facebook and there will be an article or a picture or something, and I'll want to look at it for a second, but before I know it, it updates the whole feed and that shoots down who knows where. And then I would never see it again, ever. Yeah. I mean, I sit and scroll and scroll and scroll, and it's just gone.
They're teasing you.
Yeah. Look at this, but look over here next.
Yeah, stop it. Like, they really are gone very, I won't say tabloidy, but certainly newspapery, where they're concentrating on the top stories. And it even my desktop one defaults to top stories. Now, I'm sure there's probably a way to go in and change it, but every couple of days you go in, and it's set back to top stories again. Yeah. And I just scream at the screen for a second.
Well, and they are so concentrated on it. Now they have the trending on the right-hand side. So even if you don't, they only let you know about certain things going on. So do not rely on Facebook for your source of news.
Yeah, and that's the other side of it too is, and a couple of my clients have said it to me, is that the business pages are Facebook pages for business. They're not getting near the same distribution they were because they're not going to be classed as a top story. So they're being discriminated against,
Yeah.
And I imagine a good majority of people don't even know that option was moved. And even so, if they do find it, what I've found, at least before they moved it, maybe they've changed this, but it didn't matter if you set it. 2 days later, all of a sudden it's back to top stories. Or it doesn't seem like it actually sticks. Yeah. I don't know when it changes, but.
And I'm sure there's lots of people out there that don't realize that they're only seeing a small percentage of what people are posting. It's Facebook that's deciding what they're seeing, not seeing stuff as it's happening.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People don't realize it's only a small percent, 8% maybe, 8% of everything. I mean, that's it. It's like, to me, it's like if you get stuck watching, say, Fox News, and you're so zoned in on that, and you're not paying attention to any other news or any other kind of sources, then that's all you're going to know. And that's all you're going to ever believe or think of. It's like, why not learn many other things? 8%.
And like every time I went back into Facebook last week after this, we had a pretty long conversation through a post that you put up on Facebook the last day. And that was one of my top stories.
It was a very important story.
I was doing that to see how it would rank because it's utter nonsense that we were talking, and it was going to put it at the top and just leave it there.
And then Justin gets the plug-in for Live Speak Radio as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a long setup.
Yeah. See how well I planned that one? If I planned that, I don't have the patience. I wouldn't have waited that long. But hey, it was there, so ching ching. Another thing, we got our painting finally from Ali Spagnola. She's been really busy. She was on the tour for her Kickstarter and all that, but we but she has a service called Free Paintings that she literally just paints these 12 by 12 canvas paintings at whatever you request, and if you donate to her, then she'll send it to you.
You commissioned a painting.
Yes.
And
what is it a painting of?
A microphone.
Is she a good painter, or is it?
No, her paintings are all. You can tell what it is. I mean, it's not horrid, but they're not masterpieces by any means. They're just cool. I mean, she does this, and she's 2,000, probably 3,000 of them now that she's done.
It's not a John Rainey piece.
No,
it's
not quite that good.
Quality.
No,
that's not certified.
It's not.
John Rainey.
No, we'd have to bring in an expert. She definitely doesn't have one of those. I don't think anybody does. Yeah, no, it's decent enough. I'll get a picture and put it on the website. But the cool thing about it is it's very smart of her. Is it gives promotion to us. It also does for her because she's going to write something on her blog about the painting and whatever, and we can link to that. She can link to our stuff, and it's smart.
Mm-hmm. I saw the painting. It is nice.
Yeah,
I like how she used the colors.
I didn't get to see it.
I forwarded it to you. Didn't I forward it to both of you? Pretty sure I did.
Maybe I had my conversation on mute.
No,
I got it in an email.
A Gmail. Yeah, I sent an email. Yeah. I'm old school like that. I still email people.
I have you filtered to junk.
Yeah, I know. That's why I title my stuff like, "Hey, remember me? That stuff that you owe me and I owe you, and talk to me." Oh gosh. Okay, we need to take a break. I think we'll play some Black Cat Mambo, actually, and when we come back, we'll talk some more tech news, maybe some WTF, and see what John's doing without his pants on. I don't know. That's out. We'll be right back.
shot ain't ever enough. By 3 shots, you know I'm bulletproof and tough. Well, smoking and drinking is my game. Black Cat Mama, best remember the name. And yo, the love got me down right now, but soon enough I'm coming up. So come on, little mama, don't ya hesitate, cause I ain't the kind of man that ever likes to wait. Shaking in your socks, your knees gonna knock, got it on lock. And love me tonight. In the morning I'll be gone. Yes, you better love me tonight. In the morning I'll be gone. Yes, I will be gone. Oh yes. Give me that a beat that's a hopping in the night that's hot. And then the Jonesing in my ball to take me straight to the spot where we're riding and we're groping for what the other's hot. Cause if we don't stop, I said the beat don't drop it. Lovely lady, let your head down for me. Here I'm the man with the magic hand, gonna set you free. And love me tonight, cause in the morning I'll be gone. Yes, you better love me tonight. In the morning I'll be We're out tonight. We come for your daughters. One way, oh, whiskey waters. We're out tonight. We come for your daughters. Oh yeah.
Hey everybody, this is John from LiveSpeak Radio. Radio advertising has always been one of the best mediums for businesses to reach their target audience, and with the success of internet radio, it's reached a whole new level. Internet radio is the most cost-effective way to reach a wider audience, and at LiveSpeak Radio, we have a global audience. That means that we can offer the ideal platform for your business to advertise. To advertise on LiveSpeak Radio, get in touch with us today through our website at livespeakradio.com or send us an email to marketing@livespeakradio.com.
We look at boots the way beer enthusiasts looked at beer back in the 80s. You have two choices. You can go with one of the big corporate mammoths and get a mass-produced mediocre product, or splurge for the fancy imported stuff, but pay a small fortune for it. That's why we founded Boston Boot. To make a boot for the average guy, but not in an average way. We're doing for boots what fellow Bostonians did for beer when they opened some of the first microbreweries. We're making it the right way, in smaller batches, with obsessive attention to quality in every minute detail. We're opening a micro-shoery, and we have the experience to pull it off. That's Chad Gombis, our designer. He has spent decades designing footwear for some of the world's top brands, arming him with the knowledge to craft a boot that combines its rugged support with the comfort of an athletic shoe. That's me, Joe Prue. I've been in the business for years. We weren't going to settle when it came to picking materials, so we went with leather from the century-old Horween Leather Company in Chicago. They're the people who provide leather for the top shoemakers in the world. This is Joe Lyons. He's here to help us work our magic and hustles every day to keep this company small so we can keep thinking big. And this is Boston. Boston is our home and our inspiration. We want our boot to be like our city, classic in its beauty and edgy in its innovation, which is why our boots have a timeless style, yet are designed differently than any other boot out there. And of course, just like Bostonians, our boots are ready for whatever Mother Nature dishes out. The only thing missing is you. We've come a long way to craft a boot that's worthy of our city's name, and with your support, we'll be able to fund the molds and materials needed to make our first production run. We're Boston Boot, and we're asking you to walk proud with us.
If it's geeks you want, then it's geeks you got. You're listening to the Geeks of Livespeak, Justin Gilson, Alan Quant, and John Rainey. We won't keep you any longer. Back to the show.
Welcome back, everybody, to LiveSpeak Radio. Just wanted to remind you we are broadcasting on IndianaTalks.com, Spreaker.com, iHeart.com, and, of course, on our website, LiveSpeakRadio.com. Got about 10 minutes left of the show. Any weird WTF news anyone's heard about? I haven't seen anything interesting lately. I mean, really, of any kind of weird news. There's been some stupid news, but nothing really weird.
No.
Yeah.
I walked by a what?
You walked by a what? You literally walked by a what?
That's interesting.
It was.
But it looked strange.
What it was, I don't know, but it was what?
It was a what?
I walked by a GMO protest yesterday.
Oh, right.
It's not really weird news.
Well, I mean, it's just different. I mean, it's funny with GMOs. A lot of people don't understand a lot about it anyway, and they're protesting it, thinking that everything that is genetically modified is terrible. And my family, who are wheat farmers, can contest that, because certain wheats are genetically modified, but they're not in a bad way. They just have to be to withstand winter, to whatever. So
yeah, but the ones that are genetically modified to include pesticides,
right?
That's
a problem.
That's where I draw the line, because when you're putting poisons into people's food, it's not good.
Yeah, it's all kinds of weird chemicals. Yeah.
One thing I did see there last week, and I thought it was really strange, was you thought I was going to say it again, didn't you?
Kind of.
Oh yeah.
The sound guy's got his finger on the buzzer. We're good.
It was a photograph taken in a doctor's surgery where they had gone out and gotten a McDonald's. They'd gone out and gotten a burger and fries and a drink, and they put it on a plate out in the reception area with a note beside it. And this was purchased in May 2012, whatever the case is. And this is taken maybe a year or so later, and the fries and the burger look exactly the same. They hadn't decomposed whatsoever.
Yeah.
Which kind of put me off McDonald's.
Yeah, no, it's I've seen the same thing. Was that Morgan Spurlock? Is that what you're talking about? There's another guy that does. He did the 30-day challenge with McDonald's. I can't remember. Super Size Me.
Super Size Me. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
This is a recent thing. This was an actual doctor surgery thing that was shared on Facebook. So.
Oh, okay.
And I think they had gone out again later, 6 months later, and bought chicken nuggets and fries meal, and it was there too. So, and they had the date written beside that as well. So, like, that had been sitting for 6 months and hadn't actually started to break down
it
either.
doesn't decompose, nothing.
You know?
Yeah, see, I'd be down for that if I could, like, eat and then it just stays there for, like, a year and feeds me.
Yeah, you don't have to eat anymore, right?
Yeah.
One meal.
Now that I can handle.
But you're a sushi guy, though, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. See, I can't eat
I don't eat much. California rolls is probably the extent of sushi
I don't know how and why it started, but one day I just did it, and now I can't stop. It's an expensive habit, though.
The only thing I eat raw is a carrot.
The only thing you eat raw is a carrot and my steaks. And my red meat.
Now, see, it depends on where I buy it from. I usually buy it from. I don't really buy sushi from a restaurant too often, because you don't always see it being made, and you don't know what the kitchen's like in the back. But there's a grocery store here that has, in the deli area out in the middle of the floor. They prepare all that food and store it all there, so it's like you can just see everything is spotless and clean. And it just makes me feel better about it. Don't want nastiness on my, roaches crawling over my raw salmon.
Yeah.
I ingest it.
You might get some E. coli with the worms you're getting from the raw fish.
It's definitely given me a taste for ginger too, which I never had.
Yeah, it's interesting. Ginger, I'm not a fan of. Yeah, no.
No, I tell you, the raw fish would do it for me. Like, I just can't get my head around eating raw fish. It's like you could basically lift the salmon and take a bite out of it if you wanted to. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm sure it's all in the way it's presented and what sauces and things are along with it.
Yeah, I mean, like, if its face is still on it, I'm not going to eat it. When I go to, like, Asian restaurants and the whole fish is intact when they put it on your plate, I can't do that. Yeah. I have a hard time breaking apart a whole crab. It has to just be the legs, otherwise I can't do it.
That's it. I wouldn't be that adventurous when it comes to food.
No,
my interests have grown. That's for sure. I used to be very prudish on what I would eat. Now, and I'll even do calamari now and stuff like that. Little squid and octopus tentacles and.
Yeah, they say that there's a link between maturing and
awesomeness and fish.
Well, no, there's always been that. Yeah, no, there's a link between like traumatic instances in your life or big moments and things like that will change your tastes. It's really strange. Yeah, it'll change because as kids grow up, you hate peas as a kid, but you love them as an adult. There's a reason. Something's happening.
Yeah, my child literally starts throwing up if she eats peas.
Oh, fantastic.
It's fun in a restaurant. Yeah, she'll take the peas.
Yeah, she'll have those.
That's how you want to get out of paying the bill.
Time.
Exactly.
Right?
You just poisoned my child.
I think something was wrong. You're paying for this. It's fantastic.
Yep.
Oh gosh, I was just looking at some BlackBerry news, and apparently they have a Z30, and it's probably the end of the line. I mean, good God, stop making phones.
Is BlackBerry still going? I thought they died.
They're getting people keep popping in there to think they can run it. There's a partnership with Foxconn, Foxconn, what do they do? I have no idea. But it's just people coming in and thinking, oh, well, if we do this, we'll make a better phone. And too late, man.
The only way they can stay afloat is to adopt Android. Otherwise,
yeah, I mean,
no one's going to want their stupid. Oh, not enough people anyway.
No, there's not enough with the BlackBerry.
Like your dad and 5 other people might buy one.
Well,
my wife
he owns 4 of the 5.
Yeah, my wife has a BlackBerry. I bought her a smartphone.
Your wife's a BlackBerry? How did you guys get married?
It was awkward.
As a BlackBerry, that's strange.
Is that allowed there in Ireland?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How
I'd
did
be
you
surprised when you get away with it over here.
Yeah,
I thought vegetables are okay, but fruits, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll be marrying the fruits.
No, it's funny that they're naming it the Z3. It's our new BlackBerry. No, it's not. It's a Foxconn Z3 from your brand. Now, what would be so bad about adopting Android, honestly? Keep your brand name, keep your phone, make the little knobby thing in the middle that BlackBerry's known for, and put the Android on there. Try it.
And actually, Microsoft should take notes from BlackBerry. BlackBerry has been trying to do their own operating system in the mobile world for so long and failing at it.
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft should have been paying attention to that. Now, Nokia, what were they doing? Were they doing Android?
Nokia did dabble with Android, and I think they started to produce an Android phone just before Microsoft bought them. And I think they actually continued to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never actually seen any Nokia phones in person.
Yeah, last time I had a Nokia phone, it was before the smartphones were out. Around the time flip phones were just coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I still have a Nokia phone here. It's like a brick.
Yeah, I have
the one I have is the very first flip phone they ever put out, and it looks like something you would shave your face with. Speaking of which, this just in, across the news desk here. I don't have a piece of paper to make my sound effect.
Hang on.
There you go. Yes.
There you go.
No,
thank you. It's just in.
This just in.
Shingles now need to be a trend again in your hair.
What are shingles?
I'm declaring it. The vanilla ice thing that white people used to do with the making little shaved lines on the side of your head.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm declaring that it needs to be a trend because I accidentally gave myself one last night.
Oh no!
The guard slipped on my razor.
Oh God, I hate that.
Big old crooked shingle on the side of my head.
Put another 2 on there just to be cool.
It's very tempting.
Better level that one out.
You couldn't make it a lightning strike or something.
If I would have known I was doing it, I would have put some more effort to it. It was disappointing. I thought it was like a line from wearing a hat. And then I touched it, and it's like, I don't know if you guys have ever really completely shaved your head before, but that cold, like, feeling of touching your scalp without the hair there, I felt it. I'm like, oh, that's not hair anymore.
Oh, no.
So does that mean that you can only go out at night now?
Yes, and I must keep my hat on.
You only go out at night anyways.
I'm a daytime person now. I can
really?
Yeah, he converted. Yeah. He wears pants and everything.
Wow.
Yeah. Minus the fly.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I've been dabbling in the daytimes. I've been taking walks. I've got a sunburn.
Oh.
I have actual color.
Yeah. Get some of them vitamins in your skin.
Yeah.
Oh.
And not all it's cracked up to be, is it?
It's just frustrating because, like you said, you can so easily get wrapped back up into the wrong schedule.
Yeah.
Because I still feel more productive at night. So if I have to get something done and I stay up late working on it, I get wrapped back up. And it's either I sleep way too long to make up for it and then get stuck in that cycle, or I wake up early and I feel like crap all day and really don't do anything.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm trying to get used to it, but I may be starting a 9 to 5 next week also.
Really?
Yes.
Cool.
May.
Yes, it's May. It is May.
Oh, this is true. It is.
Yeah. May. Have you guys seen the video on Gizmodo's pushing around right now? The little kids, they have a series of this. Little kids reacting to an old computer.
No.
I just saw something.
It's pretty funny. I've seen them before. There's an Apple II in this one, and the kids just don't know what the heck it is. It's like, what is this big floppy disk thing? What are you doing here? Why is it only green? Yeah, it's just funny. And they're not, it's not like they're making fun of old technology. It's just, they are not used to it. And we can reflect on, it was only like 20, 30 years ago.
See, it's not a top story, so I can't see it.
Yeah, right. Thank you, Facebook, for that. Yeah. I think we'll post that one. We'll share that on the website, too, later. I say that was a pretty fantastic show. I think it was great having John back.
Thank you.
See you in 6 months.
Yeah, right. If the government lets you go now. Yeah. Were we supposed to know about this job, by the way? Were we not supposed to say anything?
No.
Are you a spy?
It was no secrets. No, I didn't have to sign. Well, I actually did have to sign the Official Secrets Act, but it wasn't the secret that I have the job.
Yeah, no, you just can't tell. Yeah.
I just can't discuss.
You can't tell me what you told me. No, I'm just kidding.
No, shh.
Oh,
Can't,
gosh.
I don't have to kid you.
No, that's good. I'm happy for you. And Alan's doing well. That's great. I'm moving. I'm doing well. Things are coming together. It's going to be summer soon. It's kind
You're
of
moving?
Yes. I'm moving to a nice apartment.
6737 West.
Something street. Pretty close.
We'd be putting it on Google Maps for anybody that's interested.
Yep. Sure will. Oh,
So, who's moving into your spot?
I don't know. We're taking this thing and it's going back to Montana.
Okay, so the Google Maps listing will have to be removed as well.
I don't know. I think I might just leave it there. Maybe somebody knocking on their door for.
They may have someone looking in their windows.
Yes. Is that what? What?
Justin.
Who is that out there?
Where's Justin?
It's my friend. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's going to be it for us. Make sure and head over to livespeakradio.com and check out all the news and things. Not from this show because we didn't have any. From any other shows though. Any of the stories. Follow us on facebook.com/livespeakradio and Twitter at livespeakradio.com. We will talk to you next week on Livespeak Radio. Radio?
Ray.
I had to remix that one. Where we do it live.
Thank you for listening to Live Speak Radio with hosts Justin Gilson and Alan Quant. Tune in next week to hear more amazing tech news, gadget reviews, and interviews. Don't be afraid to release your inner geek. Listen to Live Speak.